Good morning everyone and welcome back to Walkie Farm Wamagama. I am Jake and we're here with Peter, Otto, Theodore and Elsma is back there in the buggy watching. Bit of a funny story. We went to move the cows yesterday and then I did a fence check and it was dead. There was no charge in it. And I did a bit of exploring, and even though I've been turning the fence on and off, this wire, which we draw the charge from right down the other end, hadn't been connected. So these cattle had been 3 or 4 days in single polybraid cells with no charge in them, and they'd been very well behaved, and it just goes to show you that they learn. And if you've got a fence with a good spark in it that is normally pretty well set up. Here you go, Otto. Fingers out. That's a good boy.
Oh, she's like that.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look. This one here, she's a screamer, isn't she, Otto? Mm-hmm. This beautiful girl,
That's my favourite cow.
Is that your favourite? She screams.
The first time I fed the cows hay, she was the first one to come and get all my hay for 2 days.
Wow, that's good, isn't it? There's some good body condition and a nice shine coming on here.
Oh, hungry.
They're hungry. This one's thirsty. The tank, we've got a header tank, but you can't see it. It's up the top of the hill there. And it ran out of water overnight. So we've got the pump on to fill the header tank out of one of the dams. Geez, if you drank like that at the dinner table, you'd be in trouble, wouldn't you? Where's your manners, little Miss Heifer? She drinks like a cow.
She is a cow.
Funny how they don't shove their face right in it. They suck a bit of water in with it too. We've got a real symphony of tails wagging at the moment, which is lovely to see. A few little interesting observations. One is Lottie, the house cow who's been joined into this mob because her body condition we're giving her nice quality hay. It was a lucerne clover ryegrass mix. She just wasn't keeping up. The paddock that we keep the house cows in just didn't have any pasture left in it. We've moved her back out here, and it looks like one of the calves that used to feed off her, that we weaned off a while ago, it's been off for, 6 weeks plus, has decided she likes the taste of milk again. So she's back on. So even though Lottie's got good pasture in front of her, a lot of energy in front of her now, she's now carrying more calves suckling off her. I don't think it'll make too much of a difference, because I think all that'll happen is, instead of, let's say she's producing 10 litres a day, instead of 10 litres going to 3 calves, 10 litres will probably go to 4 calves. So it shouldn't put too much demand on her. I don't think she'll be able to produce much more than she already is. Her rumen is full. This is the area we're looking for just here, the little truth window, or as some people call it, the death triangle. You want it to be full. That's the window into their stomach, and if that's sunken, they're hungry and empty. And if it's flush, they're full. And as far as the Jersey goes, they've got a different frame and body shape, and you can't class their body condition score the same as a beef cow. But, we don't want to be seeing these ribs to the extent, and these vertebrae to the extent that we are. Her body condition's not great. But look at the tail go. Happily munching with this feed in front of her. We've got another 10 days in this paddock with our daily moves. Well, sorry, this paddock's 10 days in total, so we've probably got 7 days of daily moves in front of us. And then we're heading up into this paddock here. And I've got a heap of star pickets in the back of the buggy there, because we're going, can you see it? There we go. We're going fencing. We're going to put up another poor boy fence and build out some infrastructure in that paddock. There was a few other little things I just wanted to show you in the paddock. This little calf, this is a pure bred Nguni heifer. Nandi's daughter. Just doing brilliant. Got an amazing shine and she's nice and thick. This is the Jersey Nguni heifer that I had to pull Russell Crowe out of. She's still a little bit stiff in the back legs. It's been a couple of weeks now, but see that? She's not walking quite right. Might be sore teats. Her little horns are starting to bud through. Gorgeous. And then I'm very happy with this little dun bull calf. He's beautiful. Let me show you this one here. Look at him, isn't he gorgeous? Hey, buddy. That's it. Bounce up the hill. Miss Betsy, looking clean and full as always. And Princess here, who I've been keeping an eye on. She's looking like she's bagging up. She's only young. Sorry, Miss Princess, I know this is an intrusion on privacy here. The whole world's got a good eyeful now, but looks like her tiny little udder. Where are we? Oh, not a good angle. Just trying to get a bit of milk. There's Gugu, who we've been talking about, weaned her heifer here, and she's looking fat, and she might be starting to bag up too. Now, if she's bagging up, if she has a calf in the next month, it means she's 11-year-old, almost, had her 9th, it's going to be her 9th calf, and it means she would have bred back within a month of having her last calf. So, I don't know, all I know is people look at the bellies of a cow, and if they've got a big belly out to the right, they'll say, oh, there's a calf in there, that one's pregnant. I've never really been able to notice that. You know, some cows are just fat. Some cows are enormous. And you think, geez, must be twins in there, and then they spit out one tiny little calf, and some cows barely look pregnant, and they spit out twins. But I've never seen Gugu. I've seen her have a few calves in our place now. I've never seen her with a big gut out the right like that. So look at this. Got some beautiful clover down the bottom. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you. A little bit of residual from a bit of the bale grazing that we did over winter. So this actually had a fair bit of pasture up through it, and obviously the cows have smashed it, but now we've left behind some really nice litter again, and all this green pick, which will come up because the ground cover there is going to hold quite a bit of moisture. And up here, we've got a little patch that the cattle normally avoid because it's close to the house yard and the dogs bark at them when they get this close. But because we've got them penned up, they couldn't avoid it. But because they had avoided it previously, there was a lot of volume of grass. And I just wanted to show you the ground cover. See this? Because there was a bigger volume of grass, because previously they'd avoided it, and this time they were forced to consume it. Look at the ground cover. They've eaten and trampled. Look at that. That's moist and damp. And that there is really what I was hoping to achieve around the whole farm this spring. But due to the season that we've had, a lot of the pasture is just a bit thin. See here? Doesn't have the volume in it. They've come and trimmed it, and it's just a little bit of clover and cape weed behind it, which will probably just dry off now and probably won't even provide very much ground cover at all. Bit disappointing, but we've stocked quite conservatively compared to what the previous landowner told me he used to run on this farm. Our local land services bill reports that this farm should be able to run 300 ewes. It's more sheep country here, I guess. You know, we're running about 20 cow equivalents and managing them, grazing them quite differently to what would be the status quo for the region. And we did some bale grazing, and you know, I don't feel like we could have done too much better than what we've done. Someone commented on Facebook, on the YouTube channel, that we should get a almond plough in and do a keyline rip. And that is something that I'd love to do. That's something that I looked at doing at our Thaguna lease years ago. And the person who came and had a look suggested it wasn't worthwhile because just suggested increasing stocking density and getting some nutrient cycling going. He thought everything else was actually quite good, but this farm, being the aspect it is and the land orientation and everything, I actually think a rip on this place would do wonders. And if you don't know what a Yeoman plough is, I'd recommend you to look it up. I think it's Yeoman's. What is it? Yoemans. P.A. Yeoman is an Australian gentleman who did a lot of keyline work, and he developed this plough which is still sold in Australia today. And essentially it's just a set of tines that don't turn the soil over, they rip it. You know, they might just dig in, and there might be one every 30 centimeters, and they rip in the ground about that deep as well and just create cuts in the earth. Not much soil disturbance, but just rips, and that just helps water infiltration and oxygen to get into your soil, and just gives your whole system a kickstart. So I'm going to do a little bit of nosing around, see if I can't find anyone in the area. You can buy a second-hand plough for $8,000 or $10,000. You know, quite good, quite affordable really, but I don't have a tractor, so there's not much point in buying a plough without a tractor. I'd rather find someone who can come here and wet hire and do it all themselves. So that's what we're going to look into. I just love this heifer. Look at her. Just fat as mud, no matter what. Beautiful day. Hey Mickey, there's Mickey's calf, that black one. There's the mother-son duo. F2 mum with a third cross bull calf at foot. Tiny little bull calf. You're sprightly though, aren't you? Yeah, you show them. Straight up the hill. Rightio, we're going to go do some fencing now. Pete and I have all the kids. Mrs. Walkie's in town. She had a catering gig, so she's prepped at home here, and she's going to deliver the goods. A local business has a bit of staff training and wanted 2 lots of meals for everyone, so she's made about 20 meals and take that in now. She seems to be getting more and more catering gigs, and everyone's cottoning on to how good she is. My wife, she's a whiz in the kitchen. There's the little calves that are on the Jersey cow. Righto guys, have a great day.